Honored delegates, it is really an honor for me to be here today to wish you all welcome to Oslo, the city of peace. I think that gatherings like this and meeting places that you are having is so important to make peace in the world, but also peace in nations and also in cities. The annual gathering of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community has been held here in Oslo since early 1980s. This is the first time, however, it is joined by delegates from Sweden, Denmark, Finland, and Iceland. I'm confident that I speak for all the Norwegians in the room when I wish our Nordic friends a warm welcome to Oslo. Since we are here at Furuset, I would like to recall the words of one of the Furuset's greatest sons, Trygve Lie. Trygve Lie was the first Secretary General of the United Nations, serving from 1946 to 1952. He famously said, I quote him, "The one common undertaking of universal instrument of the great majority of the human race is the United Nations, a patient, constructive, long-term use of its potentialities can bring real and secure peace to the world," end of quote. This is almost a description that could fit the role of cities. Cities form a highly important role in the world today. By accounting 55% of the world's population and 80% of the world's GDP. Cities are a tremendous force. Cities are also at the forefront of handling the most pressing global issues of our time, like climate change, poverty reductions, and social disruptions. Cities have a crucial role to fulfill the Paris Agreement on climate, because more and more people are living in the cities. And next year, and I'm happy to say that next year, in 2019, Oslo has been appointed by the European Commission to be the European Green Capital. And we are very proud of that, of course, because we work hard to make this city even more environmental friendly and climate friendly, but it is also an obligation to work even harder. And I hope that you all will join us during 2019 to make this city and all other cities even more climate and environmental friendly. As cities, we also have a larger responsibility in easing the daily lives of our citizens. A lot of this has to do with providing good public services, but it is also about creating a society where everyone can contribute and nobody is left behind. However, no municipality in the world can do this entirely by themselves. There is always a need for cooperation. There is always a need for strong civil societies with organizations, communities, and individuals who can step up and help out. Civil society organizations can reach out where public services don't suffice. They can help to include people in our society who are at risk. They are the best way of getting people involved together in their communities. The Ahmadiyya Muslim community are important in our common effort to make a city that is open for everyone, where we share our resources and where we respect human rights and children's rights, and where we develop our democracy so that everyone can participate and contribute with freedom of speech and freedom of belief. You are known for your values, love for all and hatred for none. You show this in your broad engagement in our city, which includes a variety of activities, which we are very grateful for. The Ahmadiyya community has since the early 80s organized the Day of Religions, an inter-religious meeting between members of various religious communities in Oslo. That is important. You have the annual Peace Conference, which was hosted only a few days ago. And you have various contributions in local communities across Oslo. Here, I'm happy to recognize the valuable contribution you make every year on the 1st of January. Perhaps not all guests from abroad know about that, so I'll tell you. After New Year's has been duly celebrated, which we do here in Oslo, there is often a tremendous amount of bottles, used fireworks, and garbage laying around in Frognerparken, which is one of the largest parks that we have here in Oslo. But members of the Ahmadiyya are soon there to clean up the park, and together with equipment from the municipality. Now, I will not in any way instruct you to do this year after year, but as long as you choose to do it, the city will be very, very grateful. So thank you for having done this for years, which is also a way to show the public, to show all the people in Oslo that you care. This is a fine example of something quite simple in itself, but an important signal of how you want our city to be, because it is together we make our cities and communities a good place to live. You have also various contributions in local communities across Oslo. I'm also very impressed of what also the women's organizations are doing here in Oslo from this community. They are very active in the Ahmadiyya community. The women have a long-lasting cooperation with churches and priests across Oslo, and the women also have this annual dinner to celebrate the constitution in Norway, which is about celebrating the love for the country and discussing issues like integration, peace, liberty, and community. The women in the community are inviting women from all parts of the society, and this is really an important gathering. I was happy to attend the meeting a couple of times, and it has been really interesting and a lovely gathering. Before I conclude, I would like to add that we must continue our dialogue on important issues in our society, like the need to secure a safe upbringing of our children. There is still too many children being left out from leisure activities, social activities, friendships, being socially excluded in our city. How can we together make this better? There are youngsters in our society who feel pressured between family values and societies and their friends' expectations. These are questions that I hope that we'll have more dialogue on in the years and the days and the months that will come. And there is also a continued need to talk about equal opportunities for women and men. How can we create a society that is equal and fair for everybody? How can we together minor the gap between rich and poor people, not only here in Oslo or in your other cities, but in general in the world? Because we all know that if the gap will increase, which it is doing, it will be an unsafe society for everyone. So to minor the gap between rich and poor people in the world is a very, very important task for us together. I'm hopeful that we can continue this dialogue on other occasions. Hopefully with both men and women present at the same room. That will be also of interest. I would also like to thank the Ahmadiyya community warmly for the invitation here today for me to come here and talk to you. And I wish you a wonderful gathering the rest of the day. And once more, heartily welcome to Oslo. It's really important for us to have you here, and it's an honor. So thank you so much.